Hey everybody, it's Endagon, and in today's video you get a 2-for-1, or sort of, you get more like 1.5 for 1. So in quarter box number 18 for the channel, the second half of the videos all got corrupted and I couldn't use them and I couldn't make a full hunt out of it. So I wanted to throw them in after the end of quarter box 19 as kind of some bonus footage. So stick around until after the video and you'll see these two very, very cool varieties. So this first one, Patsy Takemoto mink with the doubled eye on that one. And the second one is the Zitkala saw with a pretty cool strike through. So if you want to see these, make sure you stay around after the box wrap up for quarter box number 19. Let's go ahead and get into box 19, and then after that I will add the bonus footage, and thanks for watching. What's up everybody, it's Endagon, and I'm back with another $500, guess we'll call it a quarter box hunt. These are all customer wrapped, obviously, and the Wells Fargo that I picked these up at, they just had a ton of them, and they asked, did I want them, and would I do them a favor and take customer wraps? And obviously I said yes. Why not? Why would I not do that? But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get into these. My last quarter hunt, I don't know if I was able to salvage the video or not. If you're seeing this after that hunt, then probably not. But yeah, so let me go ahead and set the camera up, and I'll get some of these out of the way, and we're going to start on the left side and work our way to the right. Kind of hold off for these until the end. But yeah, let's get into it and see what we got. Just poured out roll number 3, and we're going to have a foreign, so I don't know exactly what this is yet. Deutschmark, so 1975 Deutschmark. And I did not know they had this kind of design on the edge. I think I've found some of the later ones, and I don't remember them having that. But got a foreign. Not sure exactly what that's made out of either, but definitely not silver. So bring in on the next one. Just poured out roll number 4, and I did not see it because these are not open-ended rolls, but got a West Point. This one's a 2019, and it is going to be a Lowell. So got a West Point on the board. Let's see what else is in here. All right, so there's the finds from the first 10 rolls. So you already saw the Deutschmark and the West Point. We had a couple nicer coins. I got a BU bicentennial there. Nice low mint state, maybe high AU 58 on that one. Very nice. Probably won't throw it back. And then a nicer Denver minted Marsh Billings Rockefeller to check against my album. It's just got a little bit of haze on it. But we did have 2 Washington Crossing the Delaware varieties. So we had the minor cuff doubling there. And then the more major one, we got both pieces doubled right there. So put those aside. Had the minor doubled collar on the Dr. Sally Ride. And let's see if I can find it. This one wasn't really a variety, but got a pretty gnarly spike head die crack on this Zitkala saw. So it's going all the way through the R, coming through the rim there. Goes all the way to her eye, and it looks like it's starting to cross her face as well. So I don't know how far they let this one go, but that's a pretty good, pretty decent little die crack. It'll focus on the Zitkala saw there. And then we had 3 minor double die obverses. So this first one has a little bit of doubling in that first 2 of the date and on the 0. And not seeing anything on the motto or the hair or the eye. This one is the Anime Wong that I cannot hold on to. Next up, we've got the Edith Kanaka Ole. And this one, it's got some doubling in the hair, nothing on the I, but it's got it on the D, very strongly on the D, the 0, or the O in God, and then the T. I believe this one is VDDO number 1. I will put that up if that is correct. If not, I will put the correct one up if it's listed. Then we also had a Bessie Coleman with a little bit of doubling on there. I believe this one's unlisted, but it's just on the hair. It's not on anything else. So very minor, but pretty good 10 rolls, and we got 40 left. Bring in after the next 10. We're about halfway through roll number 13, and do you see it? Because I sure didn't. So I was going through checking these real quick, and look what finally popped out, and it's been 2 years. Look at the tone on that too. 1954 Denver silver quarter. So nice. All right, so got a silver on the board. Got a silver and a West Point actually, and a foreign already. So we just need what, a proof, and we'll have a nice little fill the board hunt. So 13th roll, and I've still got 37 left. Bring in on the next finder at the end of this 10 rolls. All right, so here's the finds from rolls 11 through 20. So you already saw the silver, the 1954 out of Denver. Got a pretty nice 1974 Philly check against my album. It's not perfect, but it's pretty nice. Nice AU coin. A couple nice state quarters to check against my album. Got a 1989 Denver, and I believe this is probably environmental damage, but it looks like it's got some lamination peels, although I'm guessing that's probably just corrosion on the coin at this point. Doesn't quite match up to what a lamination would look like, but it's pretty close. You see it on the face there. So I think this one's just corroded. I'll hold on to it. If you know exactly what that is, please let me know. But like I said, I think it's more damage than anything. Did have 4 varieties. So we had this Washington crossing the Delaware with, if I can get it to show up, right there, a little tiny bit of doubling under the cuff. So it's both pieces, but very, very small. Got a minor double die in the 2 and the 0 right there on the Anime Wong, same one that we found earlier. Got a Saratoga with a little tiny bit of doubling right here, and a Fort McHenry with a little bit of doubling in the starburst there. So you see kind of all in here, all on this side as well, down here on both of these. So haven't looked this one up yet, but I will try to throw the variety up here, and I will bring you in after the next 10 rolls. Rolls number 21 through 30 are going to give us 3 more to check against the album. A pretty nice 1980 Philadelphia, I believe. It might be a Denver, actually. Let me see what we got. That is, yep, Philadelphia. And a low mintage Acadia and a pretty nice Nevada. We got 1 more of these Anime Wongs with the doubling in the date on the 2 and the 0. So I think this is the 3rd one of these we found so far. Got a Harper's Ferry with some pretty good doubling right there. I know I've found this one before, but I'll throw that up right up here. Got a Saratoga with a little tiny bit of doubling right there inside the saber handle. And then we got 3 crossing the Delawares. This one VDDR001 right there. Also had second one. So I had 2 of those, and then we had a minor one, which is right here. So you see this little section right here. So 3 crossing the Delawares, a Saratoga, a Harper's Ferry, and a DDO American Women's Quarter. And we got 3 to check against the album. 20 rolls left. Bring in on the next fine or at the end of the next 10 rolls. On roll number 33, and I missed it initially, but gonna have a Canadian. So we got an Alberta quarter here, and this is 1992. So I'm guessing it's a commemorative. I don't know if that's 150 years of Canada or 150 years of Alberta. If you are from Canada, you know, please let me know. I'm not an expert on that by any stretch, but second foreign of the box, bring in on the next fine. All right, so there's rolls 31 through 40. So you already saw the foreign, the Canadian there. Had a crossing the Delaware, a little bit of minor cuff doubling there. Had a Homestead with a little bit of doubling in, what was that, L2 right there. And had, this is a Patsy Takamoto mink, and this is a really nice one, that really super heavy doubled hair. It's only about half of that curl though. Nothing in the motto, nothing in the date, nothing on the eye, but really heavy in the hair. Maybe a little bit in the braid, but pretty nice. Got 10 rolls left. I'll bring you in on the next fine or at the end of the box. All right, so I figured for the last 10 rolls, I would just go ahead and open them all on camera and see what we've got, if we got anything obvious here, and then bring you back in. I'll go ahead and edge hunt these first or last 10. Man, that did not work at all. All right, maybe I won't do that. So let's see what we got here. Nothing in those 10 or that roll. There we go, much better. All right, do know how to do this, I promise. So maybe we get a silver in these, I don't know, but we do have the different, what is that? It's an American Women's Quarter. It looks like it's been on fire, but not seeing anything else in that roll. All right, and this is the last one of these rolls, and this is what the majority of the hunt has been. So let's see what we got here. Old 67. Not seeing anything silvery on that one. See if I can do these without dropping them. Obviously the first roll is going to be a little bit difficult. Only had one of these, so I don't know what's in this one. Boy. But it's not looking like anything silver in that roll. And let's look at these last 5. So only one of these. And once again, not seeing anything silver in those. Now this one isn't taped, but these 3 are. So I don't know if these 4 are the same or not. Got some junk in there from the end of it being open, but nothing in that. Get these out of the way. And this, see if I can tear into that. All right. And once again, not seeing anything silvery, but we do have some thick edges on some of these American women's quarters. Got 2 more, and then I will hunt the rest of these off camera and bring you in if I have any finds. And if not, you'll see me for the end of the box wrap up. So let's see if we can get any of these last 2. Man. Jeez. I don't know why people tape these like that. Well, anyway, that's a steak quarter, so I'll get that out in a minute. But not seeing anything in that roll, unfortunately. And then our last chance. Let's see what we got. There. Boy, man, these become unusable after they've been taped like this. You cannot reuse them at all. There. And that last 10, or last roll there, unfortunately no more silver. So let me go ahead and hunt these, and I will bring you in if we have a find or at the end of the box. That last 10 rolls only gave up 3 more finds. First one, a Patsy Takemoto mink. A little bit of doubled hair. Don't believe it's listed. Had a Crossing the Delaware. A little tiny minor cuff doubling there. This one may be listed. Not 100% sure. And then a Harper's Ferry with some pretty good doubling in those 4 windows right there. So I know I found this one recently, but 3 more finds. Let me get into the box wrap up and I'll bring you back in. All right, and that is it for the box of customer wrapped quarters. So start up here, we had 5 potential upgraders for my American women's quarters. Had 2 potential state quarter upgraders. Had 3 low mintage 2012s that were sort of nice enough to keep. You could probably make the argument that Hawaii needs to be tossed back. Had 2 America the Beautiful quarters to keep. Both these are Denver's. Had 4 Eaglebacks to check against my album. That 74 is really nice, and as is the 80. Ended up having the 1 Spikehead Zitkala Saw, which I'll go ahead and throw that up there now. So let me do that. So see that big Spikehead die crack on that one. Had the Dr. Sally Ride with a little bit of cuff doubling there. Had pretty good stack of DDOs on American women's quarters. This first one being the Edith Kanaka Ole, and this one is VDDO 001, I believe, because it's got the doubling in the lettering as well. And then we also had this Patsy Takemoto mink with the really, really strong doubled curl there. Had a stack of doubled cuffs on the Crossing the Delawares, including a few that had VDDR number 1. Had a couple Harper's Ferries, which this was pretty good. Both of these were actually pretty good. Had the 1 Homestead, which was kind of minor. Had the 2 Saratogas, And then the one Fort McHenry, which this one is a pretty minor for what it is, but it's still a still one I'll hold on to. Had the potential environmental damage and or lamination peel on this 1989 Denver. So you see it's kind of missing that outer layer. Like I said, I think this is just environmental damage. It's clearly got something going on with it. So see the obverse and the reverse still has that kind of green to it. So I think this one's just environmental damage. Probably won't hold on to it, but you know, maybe one of y'all will tell me it's not, and then I'll hold on to it for a little while. I'll say that. Had our two foreigns. We had the 1992, which was the commemorative, and it was the Alberta, which is pretty cool design. And then we had the Deutschmark out 1975, and I forget which way this one flips all the time. And there you go. And then had the one West Point, which was 2019 Lowell. So the first one. And then after 2 years, almost exactly 2 years now that I've looked it up, 1954 out of Denver, silver quarter. Gorgeous too. Look at that tone, the green and the red and the pink and all. Man, it's pretty. But overall, pretty good hunt. It had a little bit of everything. Didn't have a proof. Didn't have an NIFC. Didn't have an error. But I will take this box every day. So if you enjoyed this, please hit the thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, please consider subscribing. And thanks for watching. What's up, everybody? It's Indigon, and I'm back with another $500 quarter hunt. And I have not opened this. I don't even know if these are circulated or not. So let me go ahead and do that now. I mean, as you can see, these were clearly still taped. Nothing going on there, and they're definitely circulated. So I'm hoping for some good things in this this quarter box. We've been on quite the West Point streak, so let me go ahead and get into these, and I'll bring you in on the first find or at the end of 10 rolls. Rolls number 1 through 10 are going to give up 5 finds. So in roll number 2, we had this Harper's Ferry with a little tiny bit of doubling right there. Roll number 3 had a, I believe this one's Patsy Takemoto mate. Nope, Maria Tall Chief. And got a little bit of doubling in the hair right here. Roll number 7 gave up, and this one's the Patsy Takemoto mate. And you don't see anything there, but we got the doubled eyelid again. I don't remember this one right off the top of my head, but I'll put it right here. But got the nice, super nice doubled eyelid there. Nothing really in the date or anywhere else. I mean, the motto or the date or the ear. But that eye, doubled eye, is so cool. I don't see how that one doesn't end up in the Cherry Picker's Guide. Also a Patsy Takemoto mink, and had a little bit of doubling in the hair there. And then roll number 10, we had a Homestead with a leaky bucket and a Zitkala Saw strike through. So I don't normally find these strike throughs, but this one's actually pretty cool. So you can kind of see it right there in front of her. And I know this is not the most major one, but it's also down in Composer as well. So you see there's some right there. Activist is pretty unscathed, but Author is just off now, and then the diamond is completely obliterated. So pretty cool. I will hold on to this and I'll bring you in after the next 10 rolls, or if we have a really cool find. Rolls 11 through 20 of the box are going to give us 9 more finds. So first up, we've got a Harper's Ferry with a unfocused microscope, but there you go. So got a pretty nice doubling right here. It actually goes down through this top separation. That one's pretty cool. I will throw the variety up here when I find that. I'm not going to stop right now to do it. Had an Eleanor Roosevelt with a very little bit of doubling down here on this bottom chain, and looks like potentially some on the center support there, but very minor. So a little bit there. Had a Washington crossing the Delaware with a little bit of minored cuff doubling. Had a Patsy Takemoto mink with, let's see which one is this one. A little bit of doubling on that first 2 right there. So a little bit of double date. I'll throw that one up there if it's attributed. I don't think there was anything else on this one. There had a Maya Angelou with, let's see if I can find this one again. A little bit of feeder finger scrapes on this one. You see it kind of under the ear, in between the ponytail and the bust, and then down behind the bust. So had that one. Had a Fort McHenry. Oh, sorry, wrong coin. Had a Fort McHenry with a little bit of doubling in this starburst here. So you see all this over here. This one's obviously not in very good shape. It's dirty, maybe a little acetone cleans that up. I don't know. I'll try it. Now I had another Maya Angelou with VDR001, so the double earring. Had another Patsy Takemoto mink, and this one, let's see, same as the last one. It was the doubling on that first 2 in the date. And then a Zitkala Sa with a little bit of doubling under the, I'm guessing that's a cardinal. I think it's a cardinal. A little bit of doubling under the bird there. Kind of shows a little bit better if you rotate it. But overall, pretty cool. 9 more finds. Bring in on the next one. Rolls 21 through 30 are going to give us 6 more finds. A red, like Sharpied or dry erase marker quarter. This is not painted, but it's definitely got some ink on it. Did have a Zitkala Sa with a very, very minor double dye on the bird there. Had 2 American Women's quarters. The first one's a Maya Angelou with a very, very minor DDO right there. That little kind of nub is not supposed to be there. And we also had a doubled hair right in through here. This one is on a Patsy Takemoto mink. And we had 2 Washington crossing the Delawares with very minor cuff doubling. This is the better of the 2. And then the other one is right here. So 6 very minor finds. Nothing great out of those 10 rolls, but we got 20 more. So I'll bring you in on the next one. Rolls 31 through 40 are going to give us 4 more finds. So we've got a doubled hair there, and got a little tiny bit in the ponytail there. Nothing really on the date or on the motto. Nothing on the date. And this one is a Patsy Takemoto mink. Next up, we've got a Maria Tallchief, and this one also doubled hair there. Again, nothing really kind of anywhere else except for maybe a little tiny bit right there on the ponytail. Nothing in the motto, nothing on the date. The third one is going to be another Maria Tall Chief. And this one, same again, doubled hair there. And then fourth, we're going to have the Zitkala Saw with, again, a very minor bit of doubling under the bird. So right in here. So only 4 more finds in that 10 rolls, and we've got 10 more left. I will bring you in at the end of the box.